Hey, Matt Walker here, Walker Time, another episode. We're gonna call this replacing the floor of the four-wheeler trailer. We might shorten that up a little bit. But anyway, we've been working on this trailer in the past. Earlier episode, we put the swivel trailer jack and the spare tire mount on as well, so we can hook it up to a four-wheeler, not being in the way, we can turn. And now, I got to painting this thing. It just really needs a new paint job. And really underneath, I'm gonna check this floor as well, but I'm gonna show you how some trailers are like this. I'm gonna take there's a piece of metal basically welded over the top of those boards to kind of keep the boards down. And so I'm gonna get a grinder and I'm gonna loosen all of those. I'm gonna take those boards out so I can start working on the underneath part as far as sanding and grinding, so to speak. To get all that metal underneath ready to paint and to kind of make it look good. Also have a new light system. I'm gonna run that, and it'll be a perfect time to do it while the floor's out of there. It'll be easier to get to, and so that's what we're working on. So again, you can see this metal here, this metal strip that runs down. It's very common. A lot of trailers, and there's a weld right here. There's a weld in the corner. And trying to see what else, probably one in that corner as well. So I'll take the grinder and I'll try to grind and bust those welds loose. It's also, there's a strip here as well, here on the end. So there's a weld, a bead right there. And looks like I'm gonna have to take this off too. I'll have to grind that and get it out of the way. That way I'll be able to get these boards out of there. Got one bad board. I may go ahead and just replace the whole thing. We'll test and see how those boards, what kind of condition they're in. But the main thing again is be able to get to the underbelly, so to speak, build a wire brush, all of that metal under there, and gonna paint the entire trailer. But while I'm down there, I'll also be able to replace the lights. So these lights don't work. And so I got a new light system that I bought. And then we're gonna paint this thing a little camo look with that base tan and come with some tiger stripes, some different greens, blacks, that type of stuff. So we're gonna get started. All right, let the grinding begin. Look here. See if we have better luck with this backside. That front side, those corners are really hard to get with this grinder because it's round. So see if we can get a little bit better here, and then maybe I can start working and bending it. Woo. All right, it's taking forever. So I've got it down a little bit. I'm gonna get that chisel and try to break this weld, see if I can bend that metal and get it out of here. I'll show you what I'm talking about. So there's the back part. Again, with that round grinder, I was having to eat into this little piece right here, but I could pretty much grind away at that bead. Do that as well. I'm starting to see a little bit of cracking where the two metals meet, so I think I can bust that loose pretty easy. These on the end are gonna be kind of fun, to say the least. So I'm gonna get to pounding with that chisel and we'll see what happens. So I had to beat on that end with that chisel, that cold chisel. Got a crowbar, and I finally broke that weld, and so this back piece came off, and so boards are coming loose. Wow, 8 pieces. I'll tell you, we'll get a close up real quick. So there's the skeleton, if you will. The floor's out. Needs a lot of wire brushing. So there's your wiring. It's all disconnected. It's an old trailer, but Don sold it to me at a great price. It just needs some TLC, and I'm ready to give it to it. I probably might do some. I'll check those wheel wells if they need tacking or not. No, this thing's pretty solid. But yeah, we'll wire brush this completely down. Obviously clean it up. It's really dirty. And then I've had it in my front yard for a couple of years, probably just collecting acorns and trash and whatnot. So we'll wire brush it and we'll get it painted. And then we will wire it, get the trailer lights hooked up. And probably going to just, so some of those boards are in good shape. Might make that, we'll see if we make that last one more year or so, a couple of years. But while I got it broke down, I might as well just put a new floor down. Still pondering on that. All right, more to come later. All right, so another night, we're about to call it wraps. I'm gonna put a coat of paint on the front part of this trailer. I'll show you what I've done, but it took me a while. The other day, I got this angle iron out the back, and I just got the one off the front, and I had to play some tricks. I couldn't get it out for anything, so I actually had to get my welder, and I turned up the heat really, really high, and then I had to burn through that metal, and then I was able to pry that bar loose. But I'll show you what I did. And just got it grinded down, wire brush with that grinder, and about to put a coat of paint on it. And then I still have the back. You can see how dirty the back is. We'll take a look at it real quick. All right, so this is wire brushed pretty good. And again, this was the part that I was having trouble with. So I literally had to get the welder and cut it up and grind it down in order. There's that piece on the ground over there. This weld right here in the middle came off pretty easy with the grinder. But again, with that round grinder, I just couldn't make these corners. Couldn't make these corners. You can see where I was actually kind of eating into that. And so it took a while. My back is give out. I have a really heavy grinder over there, so it's good and bad. Leaning over, holding it gets old, but when you can use the weight of it on these flat pieces, it does really, really well on those flat pieces. So I'm gonna go ahead and put a coat on real quick, and before any condensation or humidity gets on it. And then tomorrow night I'll come back and I'll wire brush the back, just a third of it, and kind of see the contrast. So we'll see what it looks like. All of it's about to look like that tongue here shortly, or the front 3/4 of it. All right, kind of had a stopping point tonight because, to be honest with you, I'm tired. But I've got, I'll show you real quick, one coat on about three-quarters of the trailer. Looks pretty good. Let's check it out. All right, again, there it is. You can see the back half. I have not grinded it. You can still see how dirty and rusty it is a little bit. But I've got that kind of that tan on the outside, and I'm such an idiot. I should have been using black on the underneath parts because you're not going to see it. It's going to be, or at least these parts here, it'll be covered with the boards, and I'm wasting my outer coat. I'll order some more. It's not the big of a deal, but I have to wait a couple of days for it to come in. So I'll finish the undercarriage painting it black after I grind it. But the outside look good. Again, we've kind of tiger striped some here. We were just kind of playing around the other day, Kenny and I, and it's got a good clean look to it. Now when I put that spare tire on, that gives a little extra weight. When I had to put something in there to kind of prop it up, when not, it falls down, which I guess I'm kind of glad it does. But cleaned up good. So tomorrow night, or tomorrow afternoon, whenever I get in from work, I'll finish grinding this off, paint it, and then I'll give it a few minutes to dry, and then I'll run the wires for the trailer lights. I got a light here, it doesn't work. And there's no light over there. Got a brand new set of lights. We'll hook those up, and then we'll test this puppy out. All right, hey, another good little night tonight. I'm gonna take a stopping point here, but I'll show you what I've done so far. I went ahead and finished the rest of that back trailer and painted it, and I've run the wires. I haven't connected the wires for the lights for the trailer, but I've run them preliminary and just kind of zip tied them and set them up, and I'll show you some stuff. This is about the third or fourth time that I've done a trailer like this, run wires, and so I'll tell you some some tips that I've learned, and maybe some of you guys and gals have some better ideas. So let me show you what we've done up to this point. All right, so again, I finished wire brushing the back part of the trailer. I learned from my mistake, not wasting some of the outer paint. I used black here because the boards will be covering that. And so I try to save that khaki for the outsides will be showing, and I'll come with the camouflage later. But took off that old light here. Again, I finished painting everything and hit some spots that needed repainting. But basically, if you buy these trailer kits, these trailer light kits, they're kind of for boat trailers. And they come with 2 lights. Actually, I'll have a parts list for you. You can get them on Amazon, or you can get them at your local parts store. They're about the same price. Come with a license plate tag. I have some amber lights for the side of the trailer. But this is such a short trailer, I'm not going to put it on here. For your longer boat trailers, you can put those side lights here. But for this trailer, since it's only a 10-footer, it's 5 by 10. These lights will be enough because the truck will be sitting right here. And so I've basically ran the wires, and it'll tell you the color code. I mean, the directions are very, very simple to follow. It gives you a diagram. So this is yellow and brown down the right side, and brown and green down the left side from the front of the trailer. So the way this trailer was pre-drilled, a lot of trailers will have holes pre-drilled in them in the frame. I don't know if you can see that hole there, and or you can always get a drill and drill your holes like you want them. And so the way this one's done before is both wires go down each side all the way to the last rung there, and then the I think it's the yellow and brown, the right side. Again, the directions tell you the label. They branch off to the right. Let me show you. And so then the green and brown branch off, have a hole there, and you just kind of loop it through. And I'll zip tie that more later, but then I came back and I just keep them tight. The main thing you want to do, you can see where I've zip tied all the way down. And I literally overkilled it like crazy, because the worst thing that can happen to you, especially if you're using this going in the woods or four-wheel riding or whatever, or underbrush, is then grabbing those wires and pulling them and breaking them loose. That just happens more than you think. So a lot of people even run some type of pipe or something like that, or some corrugated plastic piping to kind of try to help protect. And if you'll just keep it tight, you'll be amazed at how long it'll last. And so I've kind of pulled that tight, anchored it through. This is disconnected. I've mounted the lights. You can see the plastic still on there. But this is a good lighting system. This is LED. It's got a ground wire on both lights. That's that white wire. And you'll have to have a ground wire here. This had it beforehand, and I've kind of sunk that self-tapping screw back in there, and then just your basic hookup. Okay, what is that, a 5-pin, a 4-pin? And so most trucks nowadays have this adapter that you can plug in. That's an old school adapter. So I just got that, and I think tomorrow, if I get in, we have a track meet tomorrow, but if I get in enough time, I'll probably finish connecting all that up together. I think I'm gonna go ahead and order a new floor. I'm waiting on a price tonight from the guy, buddy of mine, Lee Joyner, who has his own kind of sawmill, and just go ahead and get 2-inch thick boards and be done with it. These boards I could probably get another year or two, but I've got it broke down. Might as well go ahead and just do it right and suck it up. May have to wait till next month till I get paid, but probably gonna go ahead and do that. Got time, not in a rush, and go ahead and do this thing right and be done with it. So that's where we are. Another video to come when we'll connect the lights, and then we'll see about getting the floor in and putting that in. All right, walker time. Episode, putting the floor on the four-wheeler trailer. All right, another evening. We put some work in. Well, I have put some work in on the trailer. I've got it hooked up now to the truck. I went ahead and pulled the trigger. I got a price quote on a new floor, 2-inch thick, not the 1.5 inch, and like total, I think it was 8 boards, were like $132. So I said, I went ahead and pulled the trigger. Just go on. I got it broke down. But since then, I've wired everything, and I've been real tedious on getting those wires kind of hooked up. So let me show you what we've done real quick. All right, so starting there again, you've got the adapter that goes into that plug, and you have the white wire. That's your ground wire that has to be screwed in, and these are just a self-tapping screw to ground that out. And then you can see the zip ties. I'll snip that excess off, but the whole idea, again, I showed this on an earlier video, is to keep that tight, okay, up out of the way, so when you're going through any like tall grass or anything, nothing will snag it, so to speak. So it's going down there. And another thing that I did, it took some time, was I took some little 1/2 inch metal clamps, and there's probably a better way to do it, but you can see that a better way to do it is to get a drill bit, drill a hole, then get the self-tapping screws to come behind it. But you can see I did that just again to keep those wires from sagging. And again, that's both sets of wires, the right side and the left side, going down right there. What I'll do is, there's a little trick I think I'm gonna do, because I came up, when I put the floor down, I'm gonna put the board on top of it, pop it real quick, imprint it, and then I'll drill a little hole on the bottom side of that, and it'll just fit like a glove on top of it. But again, I was just trying to get these wires, because I don't want to fool with this stuff anymore. It's tedious. I don't like it, to be honest with you. But and I kind of branched it off. The right side going there, the left side going here. Again, I put some more clamps here, and on the back side, same type of deal. I put 2 clamps there just to kind of keep it snug and tight. And then you have to get some wire strippers. I probably should have filmed that. I didn't think about it till after I had done it. I had already connected it. But the whole trailer light kit comes with wire nuts and everything. And a wire nut, you can look that up on YouTube. But basically, you have that bare wire, and you just kind of twist it. And when you twist it, you want to twist it righty-tighty, clockwise. All right. Then you put the wire nut on top of that and twist it. Then you get some good electrical tape. That's that black tape there. Tape each wire individually, and then tape the wires together with the wire nuts. And then this has a ground wire as well. And I did a self-tapping. I drilled a hole, self-tapping screw. I did a clamp as well. Again, I wish I would have filmed it. You can kind of see it. But anyway, drill that in and kind of held those wires. Always pull some excess, lots of extra wire. And actually, you can see some extra right there that I cut off. I pulled extra, wrapped it around, pulled, left me some in case it ever shorts out or something, and you have to reattach it, restrip it, and reattach it with another wire nut or whatever. You'll have plenty of excess wire. You don't have to run the whole thing again. So always pull extra wire, and wrap it a couple. I probably should have wrapped it twice instead. And then I just went crazy with the electrical tape, and to kind of keep it clean right there. Did the same thing on this side as well. And so I've got it hooked up. I'm gonna crank the truck up and let's see if it works. Still telltale here. I'm either gonna look like a complete idiot, or I'm gonna be really happy. So let's see. Let's crank the truck up. Let me try English. Crank the truck up. Alliteration. It's hard. And let's see. Bro, I'm really hoping this works. I know the auto probably does. I'm gonna go ahead and cut them on anyway because I'm OCD. And let's see. Happens. Oh, it's not working. No. Oh, that's frustrating. I bet if I cut the hazards on, it'll work. Oh man, I think that's something on the truck, because my other trailer's doing the same thing. Let me hit the hazards and see if I bet the hazards are working. No, they're not working either. All right, so something's going on. I don't know what the deal is. Well, that's very humbling and very frustrating. So we'll do another video and see what the deal is. See, I've got lights blinking right there on the plug-in. All right, another video coming. We'll see. So we finally got the boards ready to go for the four-wheeler trailer, replacing all the boards on the trailers, the big 18-foot trailer and this 5x10 behind me that I've been working on. And so I'm gonna get over here. I think it's gonna rain tonight, so I'm gonna go get those boards, lay them in there. And went by, big shout out to Ace Bolt and Screw in Gluckstadt, Mississippi. Super nice guys. Customer service is amazing. And so got some bolts to, I'm gonna drill through straight into the angle iron and mount those boards. And so looking forward to doing that. And we'll have this thing finished up. So this episode will be able to get wrapped up here very soon. Yeah, so again, got the old four-wheeler. And the whole reason that we put this swivel jack on, we'll swivel it so we can be able to hook to the four-wheeler, since we have our basket rack, you know, to put deer in, if we're doing work, chainsaws, supplies, all this kind of stuff. Just more storage. Love those basket racks. They're bulky and get in the way, but if you have this swivel jack, we can turn it and get that trailer on there, no problem. Yeah, so again, just hooked it up. Had to cut the camera off because I'm a one-man crew today, but you can see, hooks up, jack's out of the way, and should be able to turn pretty easily. Now, the only thing you'll have to worry about is when you turn to the left, obviously that back tire grabbing that trailer jack, and especially that trailer jack handle. So as long as you're aware of that, you see how that handle's hanging down? As long as you're aware of that, just don't sharp turn hard left. You can still turn left, but you just gotta be aware of that. And then do your sharp turn to the right and just be aware of it. Boy, it helps out big time being able to have a trailer like this, doing yard work, picking up limbs, whatever. And then obviously during deer season, if you have a lot of deer, got a lot of guys going, you can make easier trips with here. So looking forward to putting the boards down. Finally got the lights working, and it wasn't the trailer. The wiring job was good. It was my truck. There's a fuse in there, and I just didn't think about it. And a little 15 amp fuse cost less than $1 to fix, and now the lights are working great. I did extend that ground wire like a previous video showed you, and because this trailer breaks at this point here and this point here, it's an old rusty trailer. Sanded it down real good and repainted it. Looking forward to see what this thing will look like when we get those boards down and those fastened. Gonna try it out tomorrow. We're going out to do some recreational shooting, sighting in, and just enjoy. It's gonna be a pretty day today. We're gonna get rain tonight here in central Mississippi. It's toward the end of April 21st, 2023, I believe. And gonna be about 72 degrees tomorrow, partly sunny. We're gonna get outside and enjoy it. And so hopefully try to get this thing finished this evening so that load this four-wheeler up on this trailer and try it out. All right, so got the boards on. I'm backed up here. It's about to start raining here before long. But just kind of got a preliminary sitting there. These are big, heavy boards. Man, that is a true 2 inches thick. And so that's 2 inches as far as the depth, and then about 8 1/4 on the width, I believe. 10 foot long, actually 10 feet, 1/4 inch. And they are tight. And as these boards, as time goes on, they'll start to dry out. The moisture will keep in it. So the boards will shrink a little bit. So I wanted it to be a really, really tight fit. But here, this is where a kind of a tailgate can go. This little channel here, very similar to my partner Don's trailer here. So the same type of deal there. So I don't have an expanded metal bottom. I've got a wood bottom. So what I'm having to do is to notch out these end pieces. I will start outside and work my way in as I fasten. So this is the only problem is right here. You can let me get a better angle. You can kind of see I'm gonna have to fit under this channel here. So I'm notching out, and we'll see how it fits. So hey, got about 4 boards down. I'm gonna show them to you. I've started on the outsides and working in, and kind of found a little method, and it's coming along great. I'm excited about it. The boards are really secure. They're big boards, sturdy. They're gonna last a really, really long time. So
I'll flip it around and kind of show you where we're at right now. We got 4 boards down, about 4 more to go. So we're almost halfway done, roughly, because there's going to have to be one little small board go down the middle to cut the gap, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. All right, so I started on this left side, the driver's side, kind of secured it down. And again, that was the notch that I was talking about. And so I've got basically 2 bolts or screws in each one. They're called self-tapping screws, flat board, I believe it is. So the head doesn't stick out. And so I've done 2 there. I've done 2 here on each board. And then obviously there you can see the recessions here and here. So I've done 2 boards on the left side, and then I started on the right side as well, because I had to notch this out for the same reason. And so I've got 2 boards down on this side as well, 4 boards total, and coming along nicely. So it's gonna be a good tight fit. Again, these boards are gonna shrink just a little bit, and talked with my sawmill guy. He said to put them up tight as all get out, and so the boards will shrink just a little bit. And so these boards are loose. This board here, that'll be I'll have to rip it for the middle gap. So anyway, a little bit more to go. It's rained pretty good, then it stopped. Now it's starting to rain back a little bit, but tomorrow's gonna be a beautiful day. So I really wanna get this done so that I can load that 4-wheeler on this trailer, tote it with that truck, and we can go enjoy our Second Amendment. We're going to call it Second Amendment Saturday. We might have to make another episode just on that. Shoot, and I hope y'all are going to get out and enjoy this beautiful weekend and get some exercise, get some sunshine, and be active, spend time with your family. More to come. So, yeah, just finished. Boy, it turned out great. There's one piece that I may go back and redo, but it's fine. If it bothers me too much, I'll go back and check it out. But I'll give you a real close-up. All the boards are bolted down, and they're tight, they're firm. It looks good. So going to put it to use tomorrow. I'm going to load the folder up here in a minute and give you a little show. But first, let me show you how the boards look up close. So, yeah, here it is up close. Boy, they turned out great. This one piece right at the middle, I had to rip a board, and I eyeballed it on the ends. I should have taken more time. And so obviously you can see there's a bigger gap there. That's not a good clean cut. You want a small gap, just a little bit. Obviously for when it rains and all that kind of stuff. So actually it'll be perfect, but the aesthetics of it, I'm a little OCD. And so I will probably go back and replace that later. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. I may leave it just for kicks and giggles, since it's a good deer hunting work trailer or whatever. So very pleased with it. And about to load the 4-wheeler up and hook it up. We'll hook it up to the truck tomorrow, and we're going to go do some shooting tomorrow. So Operation Matt's 4-wheeler trailer is done. All right, just got the 4-wheeler loaded. Pretty excited about this. Loaded up good. Got it strapped down. One thing I can tell I'm probably going to go back and add are some excuse me, weld some metal pieces, and you can get them in different shapes or whatever, but like a C, weld here, probably here, on the other side, there and there, and probably do it on the front as well, on the frame. Maybe here, and there, just to give extra places to put ratchet straps so they can hook to stuff, so you can strap not just 4-wheelers but different things down. Got this strapped down pretty good. I got 2 ratchet straps on it. I'm not crazy about the way it's strapped down, but it's not going anywhere. And then I had to bore out that hole a little bit. This is an old trailer, a little warped. It wasn't bad, but I did end up breaking a bit. I was a little upset about that. But now this pin goes to here very easily, and so it's ready to hook up. I'm going to change balls on my truck and put the 2-inch ball back on, and all I got to do is hook up tomorrow, and we'll be ready to rock and roll. Probably show some pictures or some videos of us shooting tomorrow. Shoot, we'll make that another episode. Y'all have a great night.